Honorable sisters and brothers, the midweek happy hour will be the standard brief review of the previous divine miracle proof. Recall it was sequentially divine miracle number 24, Christ grants sight to the blind man of Bethsaida. Eyewitness by all the townspeople. The man was blind, was known blind. Thus, you non-believers can't say that Christ used magic tricks. That's sheer anti-religious nonsense. Now, I'm going to put a special effort regarding raising the state-of-the-art of the discipline of theology. Theology is the study of all beliefs. Non-believers let the immense dimensions of the universe tell them that there can't be a God. You should read my copyrighted scientific proof, where I suggest that you read and review, titled Universal Divinity. It's in the URL space bar with www, etc. Is https://www.youtube.com/watch?v equals, now all that's standard, equals R30D2 capital H capital F capital J U capital W G. I'll repeat after the equals. R30D2 capital H capital F capital J U capital W G. And you will obtain part 1 of my universal divinity, the scientific proof of universal divinity. Now, when you sort of complete that, as you look to the right, you will see copyrighted part 2 of universal divinity. And as you complete that, to the right is addendum. The part 3 is titled addendum. All or most of you non-believers, the reason maybe you don't believe is you don't see a God. Thus, unless God or Christ or Saint Mary appears before you, you don't believe. Well, Christ verbally spoke to God. It's in the New Testament. You look it up and read it. Where Christ says, because of all of those present, he says, I know, God, when I pray, you hear my prayers. But because of all those present, I pray now verbally aloud so they can hear me pray to you, that I pray to bring Lazarus back to life. Then he turned and faced where Lazarus was dead and said, Lazarus, come forth. And Lazarus came back to life and walked out. Absolute, true historical fact and true religious fact. Eyewitness by anybody was anybody there, from all parts, as far away as from Rome. Now, what you are saying in a way to non-believers is that by your opinion, that if you say there is no God, then there is no God. well, I know God should come, or Christ, or St. Mary should come be right before you, and especially you. I want to directly clear and give support to my belief and scientific proof. And that is, if you type in the URL, it's the upper space bar for the www, etc. If you type in www.medjugorje.com, I'll spell Medjugorje. It's Medjugorje. Medjugorje. If you type in www.medjugorje, I'll say that again, Medjugorje.com, you will obtain the homepage of the Visionaries of Medjugorje. There are several options there you can read. Most of them say there's absolute verified facts, and some of them will say about contrary. I have read, reviewed, and analyzed from a scientific point of view the quantity and quality of the scientific scrutiny of these visionaries of Medjugorje, since they were youngsters, teenage, and now they're grown adults, all through the years. Between you non-believers and I, one of the most limiting factors for you non-believers is what I now say again and emphasize, that God doesn't appear before you. Christ doesn't appear before you. St. Mary don't appear before you. So, there is no God. But if you type in www.medjugorje.com, you will obtain their homepage. And years ago, now it's not so sensational, they would have a live mass. And during the live mass, they would have visions. And you could actually see them in their visions during the mass. They still have the visions, some of them every day. They invite you and especially you, to be in person when they have their visions. And you can see their visions, you can talk and ask questions. And there was one that tells St. Mary that I want to touch her. And she said, well, I'll ask. And she said, well, St. Mary says, approach and touch her. So he said, well, guide me. And the visionary guide her. And when she says, all right, now you're going to touch her shoulder. And as she said, we're to touch her shoulder, she got like a tingling sensation. Like when you touch static electricity, from what I can understand. Turned and walked away. And they asked her, and they said, well, I didn't see, but I did get an unusual sort of tingling sensation. Told the truth there. Now, the Visionaries of Medjugorje, they have their live movies and videos of their visions, and they invite you to join the doubting scientists who always follow them, always analyzing and testing, to be in person or on the internet and participate. Preacher Doc.